Right, a very quick video to yet again prove my point, make my point. Here we are, October 21st, market close 2025. It's a Tuesday. In a previous video, I had mentioned that Two Tick Nick was doing his version of his best charting of this range between gold over oil. And he said back here when the pairing was around 34 and change, that other than this time, that this pairing always, signaled some sort of correction. Now, I know in a previous video, I discussed here that this was more simply a look at gold, the way he was doing this versus the market direction. Now, his commentary down below, which I showed in the other video, was more of a market call on this particular chart than it was what it really is just simply a matter of gold. And I told you that this would start to come down when the price of gold came down. Now, whether the market went down with it or not was kind of irrelevant. Now, here today, we had a very large down 5+% gold day, and the market finished basically flat. It was actually up for most of the day and kind of finished poorly. So effectively, as of today, the market was flat, the equity market, but gold had a big move down. So what I want to show you here is all you can see here, because this is a monthly chart, is the current pairing at 71.665. So to show you that what I was saying in my previous video, that this pairing will come down once gold falls. Now, this is a perfect day for it, which is why I'm making this video here to just to kind of confirm that this is all this is. This is a pointless endeavor. So for that, we have to look at this pairing not at a monthly, but a daily. Yesterday and the opening today, this pairing was at 76.64 roughly. And what happened today? The price of gold came down. That's all that happened, because the price of oil was more or less the same and the equity market really did nothing. So this move was 100% gold. And you don't see that here because it just came down to, this level here. This moves up and down, and it will only close and move to the next bar, obviously, once the month closes. So you don't see the day-to-day. So you got to get inside and see that. And that's where that 71.6 value over here on the right scale is from. So let me help some of you aspiring number crunchers, and you want to do stupid shit like this, which I've already told you you really shouldn't do. But let me tell you, if you want to make any type of hay over with this at all, okay, what you don't do when you're pairing two different securities is take one with a value of, let's just call it 4,000, and the other with the value of 60, and try to make some hay out of that. Because whatever is going on in the security that is $4,000 versus $60 is going to be the one that completely controls this chart. What you have to do is a simple mathematical process that's called normalizing this. So if you want to make these two have any meaning with respect to each other, and their actually numerical values are as desperate as these two are, you have to normalize them. It's a very simple concept. Anyone doing any programming or comparing this to that, it's normalization. So you tend to take whatever you're looking at and normalize it to a value between 0 and 1. And then maybe you can do stuff like that. Another methodology that you might do is, like I had mentioned before, you try to make a static mean reversion trade out of pairing these. And how you do that is X amount of one versus minus Y amount of another. And that is much easier than it seems. I mean, it's near impossible if you don't know the math behind it, but it's much easier than it seems. And you effectively do the same thing as what I'm saying you would do here, normalize this thing. And then you can make some sort of trading signal around it if you happen to want to trade these two pair. Now, I know in his text below, he wasn't trading these two pair. Two Tick Nick wasn't trading these two pair. He didn't discuss it as that. He was discussing it more as a market call itself. But if you look over here, this Bitcoin to gold, all right, he talks about that there. So, I mean, if the situation served, he would just change the goalpost here and start talking about that here if he needed to. But I just wanted to point out that you don't look at these things and you get a value that's going from 7 to 70. All right, you've got to understand what you're looking at here and understand the math process behind normalizing these things so you can actually make some sense out of this pairing if that's what you want to do. This is pure rubbish. It's complete nonsense. And as I said before, all that is basically you're looking at gold. Just look at the gold chart. It's the same damn thing. And I'll finish with this. If you are not a free member of my Patreon service, link down in the description, I tell you yet again, once again, come on over here, join up for free. You might be getting some free tidbits that is likely going to help you out in your future trading endeavors. And I don't mean way out in the future, I mean from the moment you start. So I hope to see you here. We'll talk to you again.